Assessments are essential to learning, whether in a traditional classroom or online. But there are special considerations involved in creating assessments for online courses. Questions that the instructor must answer, such as, how do I know the student isn't just Googling the answers to their assessments? And how do I know that the person completing the assessment is actually the student?
There's a little bit of more uncertainty with the online class where we feel like cheating might be more prevalent, right? And how can we monitor that and watch over that? I think part of this has to do with what we're asking our students to do. It's a design problem. As a developer, I strive to make assessments that aren't Googleable, right? Things that you can't just find the answer out there. Something where it requires a creative solution to a problem, right? A student has to innovate something new. One thing I like to do is just ask students to turn in a picture. I'll say, go find an example of this topic in nature. Take a picture and upload it. That's something you can't just go Google the answer to.
One of the questions that I get a lot from people who are unfamiliar with online learning is, how do you know that it's actually Johnny sitting on the other end of the computer? The first assignment in my course is, tell me who you are as a learner. How have you done in the past? And from that I can gain an understanding of a student's writing abilities and where their skills are at. Then, from then on, I know the flavor of that particular person's writing, and I can ensure that every assignment he submits is actually his own work.
Perhaps the most productive technique is to create authentic and meaningful assessments. Assessments that students want to perform well in.
To have an authentic assignment for students, I think that means something that engages things outside of the classroom. It's trying to solve a real problem or sharing your work with a larger community and soliciting their feedback to what you've done. So one example is in an astronomy course that I taught, I wanted students to have the experience of searching for asteroids. We found a way to get new images and have the students search to see if they could find new asteroids. I actually had students discover 3 new asteroids that had never been discovered before. Now that's real science in the classroom. That's a powerful thing.
One assessment in which I've used in my courses to provide students with the opportunity to gain real-world applicability is a case study. In one of the case studies in the forensic science course, my students had to analyze a case and determine the cause of death of the individual. As part of that assignment, the students had to submit a police report detailing the evidence in which they found at the crime scene, a toxicology report detailing the types of drugs and their effects on the individual's body, and based on that information they had to determine the cause of death.
We try to create assessments that will be applicable to students beyond the content of the course. So for example, in one of our algebra courses, they are going to work with creating a coffee bar. This is something that our students with disabilities do at the school to kind of learn life skills in addition to the content. So we're employing what they're doing already into the content of the course. Having multiple ways to assess students' learning is important because we're not in the classroom, we're not reading their facial expressions and that sort of thing. So we want to make sure that we can see their progress through a variety of different avenues.
To learn more about INACOL National Standards for Quality Online Teaching, visit us on the web at www.inacol.org.